All right, hello and welcome everyone to our live coverage of the Aesir 1v1, the third Aesir 1v1 Shadow Isles edition. It's called the Shadow Isles edition, of course, because the only champions that are eligible to be picked this time around are in fact champions from the Shadow Isles region in League of Legends. Now, right now, you'll see on your screens the bracket. I'm very excited. Thank you to all of our entrants who have registered for the tournament this time around. We have an even bigger showing, better showing than last time. We're going to keep it going. It should be a lot of fun. Each match, as you can see on your screens, is a best of 3, all the way until we get to the finals, which is a best of 5. The winner of that best of 5 gets $10 in Riot points to spend on skins, icons, loot, etc. of their choosing. Right now, it looks like we are working on getting some lobbies created. As you can see, the bracket is already set up. And currently, we have a few different matchups we're going to jump into. Probably we will look at some of these WA matchups, but we'll wait and see. We'll try to get you a full best of 3 on your screens. In the meantime, let's check out the champions that are eligible for this tournament. As you can see, there are 10 of them. That is Elise, Gwen, Hecarim, Callista, Karthus, Maokai, Thresh, Vex, Viego, and Yorick. And thank you, Ulfald. I'm just getting word that he and Steiner, 2 of our homegrown WA warriors, are going to be going head-to-head in the Shadow Isles 1v1 best of 3 right now, so I think that is indeed the one that we are going to spectate. They are currently in Champion Select, so we will jump into that shortly. There will be a 3-minute spectator delay, so do keep that in mind. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, etc. But we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be a bigger tournament, and not just in the sense of having more participants, but having more than just Kayn last time. I did think we got some pretty hype matchups with the Kayn, but that said, having 10 different champions to choose from should make things a lot more interesting. We were even kind of theory crafting, brainstorming how things might potentially go, given that some of these champions arguably could counter others. I mean, Callista's historically a very strong 1v1 champion, but I know a lot of people have suggested that Vex could be a good pick, especially with how much Callista jumps around. Vex potentially a counter to that. Yorick probably being pretty strong. A lot of players, I've even heard rumors, are just going to be sticking with champions they just want to play, which I love hearing. I mean, we might see some Hecarim, might see some Thresh, might see some Elise, I even heard, so we'll see. Maybe we'll see a Karthus. I think that'd be a lot of fun as well. So we'll have to wait and see, as it looks like we are ready to spectate here and jump in. So let me get over to our draft screen there on your screen. And we're just about a minute and a half out. So we'll wait and see. Should be interesting to see even just what champions are picked here. I know, recalling what... Well, so Steiner, some of you may recognize, was actually my co-caster last time around, and he will be back. Potentially, depending on how far he makes it in the tournament, because as you can see, he's actually participating this time around. So that should be interesting. So him versus Ulfald here. If he is knocked out early, he'll be back casting most of the tournament with me, so that should be fun. We're just about 40 seconds away right now for hitting the Rift, Howling Abyss. Hitting the Abyss, I should say. And for anybody watching, if you do have questions about the tournament organization, if you are a player, please talk to Bold Mather, check out the tournament chat channel, or hop into voice with him in the tournament waiting room under the Aesir 1v1 Shadow Isles category, and he should be able to get that all sorted out. just mere seconds away. Getting locked in here. All right, here we go. Okay, Elise versus Maokai. Very interesting. I like it. And here we go. So we'll see the starting items here. Usually the meta has tended to be Guardians items, so I see Ulf going for the Guardians Orb, trying to figure out what to do with the remaining 450 gold that he should have. You have to assume probably some potions coming in. Although you'll spot that Steiner, in fact, has not taken any potions, and actually Ulf going for the tier and a potion. So that's an interesting choice. Steiner is going to have the brush priority, having walked in and set up some saplings already, and he'll get to have the passive to heal up too. A couple of those chasing after Ulf. He's going to repel out and be fine. I like the tier start because I think at least in my experience, does tend to run out of mana fairly often in ARAM. And here goes Steiner, is going to have the twisted advance, but look at the electric coming through the barrier actually already from Steiner. Do we already have the all-in repel? Potentially available for Ulf. Level 4 first. Steiner's going to be really careful. He took the worst in that trade. Cocoon coming out. There's the ignite, and a Q should take it down in spider form. Yes! The bite is going to get the win there for Ulfald. So a very quick one here, and I'm curious how much that'll set the pace. Ulfald not actually having to use his barrier, and actually I'm noticing Steiner actually took the phase rush as well, which is a really interesting choice there. Let's see, I think they're still just goofing around here. I appreciate it, Ulf and Steiner both sticking around here for the minimum 3 minutes so that we actually get to see the game. We'll keep watching the action for the meantime here. I say action, but really. This one has been decided, so Ulfald, and he gets another kill. And will the tower shot kill him? No, he still has the barrier. But these are, again, the rules are to first blood, first turret, or 100 CS. So Ulfald has already secured his 1-0 start in the best of 3 series. So Steiner will need a reverse sweep here to come back. And actually, I think given that result, we'll go ahead and hop out here. And let's transition back to our bracket here. So I got to be careful. It's pretty small on my my broadcast screen here. So let's take a look. So looks like now I believe what happened is we had disqualification of some sort. So you can see already Fomacry. My apologies if I'm mispronouncing the name, has already advanced to round 2 to await the winner of DRX, EM7VN, and X Crossblade. And I'm seeing Unpaid Actor already 1-0 up over Vandrak as well. They're in our match number 3. And Steiner and Ulfald, I believe, are in their next game here. So let's get in... Check that one out. We're about 75 seconds out. I'll get that timer up on your screens here. All right, so just over a minute here, and actually we can see the champions selected now. Yorick versus Hecarim, so completely mixing it up. Now, keep in mind we do have voice channels available for the players to talk to one another, so they can arrange specific matchups or even create their own rules if they really want to. So potentially this is something that I specifically wanted to do. For those of you who are new, Steiner and Ulfald are both longtime members of WA, have played together a lot. I've played with both of them quite a lot, so I imagine they may have arranged specifically wanting to do some of these matchups. Or perhaps it was just blind, and this is what we wound up with, Yorick against Hecarim. should be pretty interesting. Now, I know Ulf was the one who I believe had told me previously that he wanted to go Hecarim, but it actually is Steiner bringing out the Hecarim, bringing out the horse, and Ulf going with the Yorick. So we'll have to wait and see how this one turns out. We're just about 5 seconds away from hitting the Abyss for match number 2 in this best of 3. Ulf falls on match point. He picks up a win here. He's headed to round number 2. Let's get into the action. So we'll check out our starting items here. So we got the Sheen and the Tear from Steiner, and he went for the Ghost Ignite. Barrier Ignite once again for Ulfald, and he has the Fleet Footwork. So double Sheen, or rather Sheen for both. Ulfald opting for Sheen, Longsword, Cloth Armor, and 1 pot. First blood, first damage is going to go to Steiner.
Minions have spawned.
Sorry about that. Let's get some audio here. Not too much action here early on. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, there's a fair amount of damage there coming through from Ulfald. Level 4 dinged by both. Push going to Steiner, but he is losing a little bit of HP. Attack quite a few minions. He hit the charge. Ooh, and there is the CC coming through the Ignite. The damage from the Yorick is too much. Once again, Steiner and Ulfald jumping into a fight. And Steiner's here right now with me, actually, with a spoiler. But Ulfald is going to 2-0 and move on to round number 2. We have now seen the results, Steiner. Anything to say?
You know, he just got me, you know, he clicked his buttons better, so it just is what it is, you know. Nothing I can do against that.
Any, was he cheating? Any cheating allegations?
Check him, PC. I would.
That is not normally, that's for sure. All right, well, you can see the bracket up on your screens now. That is Unpaid Actor, 2-0ing Vandrak, moving on to round number 2. Fomacry is there, Ulfald is there. Let's take a look here, see if we can get in any other matches here. Looks like Zagram is 1-0 up right now against Orangutan 96. I believe we will be able to jump in to his second match, so I think that's exactly what we are going to do. So Zagram, aka Orivald, on match point right now. Let's get into our draft screen. Well, I call it the draft screen in my my system here, but obviously the draft has already happened. But
You wanna throw up a string?
oh, sure thing. Yeah, 1 second. Oh boy, looks like Discord didn't like me streaming that to Steiner. We'll give it another try in a second here. There we go. Hopefully that works now. Discord did not like that. Well, Fold says he was playing old school RuneScape at the same time. So not cheating. 5 seconds away here. Orangutan 96's Vex versus Orivald, aka Zagram's Callista. Here we go.
I don't know. Zagram is very good on Callista, so, but I think Vex just innately counters her.
Should be a fun one. Now, I'm curious what the Champ Sport picked first time around. You know, I'm not sure.
Ooh, playing Fairy Court Callista too. That's gonna be an extra buff.
Oh no, it's gonna be my League client malfunctioning. That's always good.
What the?
Come on, Riot.
Right, please.
Doesn't even want to close. It's very stubborn. You gotta love it.
It's your PC breaking down. It can't handle you streaming on Twitch, streaming on Discord, and trying to spectate.
Evidently, I can't even get my task manager open. Well, this isn't good.
No.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone, but this game is too hype, apparently, and it's just destroyed my PC. Wow. Yep. Oh, something happened. Once again, apologies. It's just like the world's broadcast where we had all the pauses and everything, right?
Right,
We're
yeah,
just trying to fit in.
This is exactly like Worlds.
Okay, well, I'm guessing the game is over, unfortunately, so I'm sorry, guys. We missed that one. Riot Games and my computer did not want us to see that. See if we can get the bracket back up on the screen and see if we have at least a result. It's looking like we do. So Zagram with the 2-0. So he won with the Callisto. We didn't see how, but he did do it. So it's going to be Zagram versus Ulfold. So I think we will try to jump into that match next, hopefully. Let's see if we can't make it happen. Oh, actually, I think we're going to try to jump in on Colonel Xander's game. Let's see if we can... Let's see if League of Legends will permit that. If it will be allowed.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm seeing 6.5 minutes.
Interesting.
So we're going to jump in right to the middle of the action here. We'll take a look here. So it's a Gwen. It is a Karthus. I like it. I want to see the Karthus.
Okay. Probably, definitely one of the easier champions to go for a CS anyway.
Well, he's not looking like he's going to get it right now. Down about 12. Xander's with the C9 flare as well, I see. And Copperhead actually with the Flash Ignite. Rather than going for just maybe Exhaust, Barrier Ignite, some combination of those, as we've generally seen. Exhaust Ignite coming through from Colonel Xander's. And Electrocute for Copperhead as well. You can see really running low on mana, too.
Yeah. That's one of the things I was kind of cautious about picking Karthus for even, like, trying to go for a CS victory. Like, you can see, even with tier, and I'm sure he has, I'm sure he's going sorcery secondary. He's still out of mana.
He did not go sorcery, actually. He does have presence of mind, but that's it.
Interesting.
Xander is pretty healthy, still with a pot available, and does have that Leeching Leer for that innate Omnivamp, too. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about the double Amp Tome start here from Copperhead. I mean, to me, you'd either do that if you're in an actual ARAM game and intending to go back and get the Archangels completed ASAP, just have the head start on that. Or you just really wanted the damage, which almost suggests like an all-in or something.
Well, the tier suggests the opposite of that.
Well, yeah, but a double amp tome. I mean, I would think you'd go tier. Let's see. Well, I guess you can't do tier Lost Chapter, can you? I mean,
No.
you could do tier in like a Sapphire Crystal or something at least, just to give you a little bit bigger mana pool.
I think Lost Chapter would tell me that he wants to just start duking it out.
Well, in any case, desperately low mana reserves for Copperhead right now.
Yeah.
Last potion burned by Colonel Xanders, and now looking, oh, there's the ult, gets the flash immediately out of Copperhead. Very respectful, but, and just for wave clear now comes through. But about 25 CS up for Colonel Xanders right now. So, I mean, he's really sitting pretty, just ready for a CS win if he has to.
I think Copperhead's just waiting around for the his relics to spawn, really.
So hard though, because his only mana restoration is from
Right.
hitting Xanders with the presence of mind. So he really,
But it's also from the relics. He got
well,
it.
yeah, but oh man, it innates the Karthus ult,
Ah.
negates it. Gwen is immune.
That is an interesting. Okay.
Well, not exactly a riveting bloodbath in the first minute and a half like Steiner, you and Ulfald's matchups, but
No.
I'm okay with it. I like mixing it up. You know, we're seeing different champions. You know, that's nice. I mean, nothing against Kane. I know Kane has got his new album coming out with his new boy band, but you know, we're all excited about that. But Kane, we got all the Kane we needed last time. Now we're
You a
going to see
big
some
Kane
variety.
stan? Or are you more a Cassante stan? What do you think?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, I think I have to say I'm a Kane stan just because I actually play Kane in game. I don't play Cassante at all. I mean, yeah, that's a good argument too.
Felio's probably looks like the most natural. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, he fits in.
Set 2, but
Yeah.
I think the rest is kind of a little bit forced looking.
Well, the CS difference has grown to just shy of 30 now.
Yeah.
It looks like that's what Xanders is heading for, and why not? He's got all the mana he needs, all the health he needs, doesn't need to burn any summoners, doesn't need to do anything, but clean up about 20 more minions, and he has got to win. Oh, but just as I say that, the Ignite comes out, the Exhaust, and the Needles are gonna nail Demon Copperhead. And that is gonna be the win there for Xanders. Not CS, but knowing he probably had to all in, that's what we get to see.
Okay.
Why?
Didn't crash again, did it? Oh, very good.
Okay. Well, once again, apologies for technical difficulties. Not sure what's going on with the league client here, but we'll get the bracket back up on your screens at least. So you can check that out. So Zagram up 2-0, and that should be Xander's first game, I think, against Demon Copperhead as far as I can see. No, that was number 2. So he is already, with the 2-0 over Demon Copperhead, Colonel Xanders has moved on to round number 2 to face off against Unpaid Actor. So a lot of 2-0s thus far. We'll see if we've got another game we can hop into here. I'm seeing X Crossblade in game against DRX. Let's check that one out, and maybe, just maybe, we'll actually get to see a game without something freezing.
Wow.
We sure will. Perfect. So, first minute of this one has gone pretty uneventful, and here we have, once again, another Callista. It's on Callista Gwen.
Yeah. Crossblade seems pretty snappy with the Callista jumps.
He's jumping. Really indexing heavy on the, just the sustain there is EM7. I wonder if that's E minor 7. I'm not really sure. I'm going to say EM7 just to cover all my bases, but if it's E minor 7, that's interesting.
Well, we know he is part of DRX, so.
True. Well, DRX, you know, they didn't qualify for Worlds, so, you know, they gotta...
They gotta get in where they can.
Yep, content themselves with $10 RP, gunning for it in the Aesir 1v1 here. Well, X-Crossblade is harnessing a large minion wave here, and definitely poking DRX, I call him DRX, EM7 here under turret pretty well. A lot of health restoration, but look at that, the Ren's gonna come through. Oof.
Oh my god.
That's a ton of damage. I mean, refillable pots available, and Crossblade's taking a fair bit of damage himself and does not really have any sustain. I mean, he just has the boots, so we'll see. Does have the relics. It looks like they're both gonna investigate those.
Put out a search warrant for their HP.
Make sure send crash reports isn't ticked in my League client. Thank you. I will check that out. Okay, so exhaust comes out, the ult comes through. There's the Rend. Playing with a vision there is EM7.
That's smart.
Of course, no Callista ult actually available. Ooh, dodges out the snip nicely. Again, tanking a fair number of minions, but overall pretty even. All summoners burn from both. Oh, he's going to steal the relic away. Nice hit up from Crossblade. Second proc still goes over the EM7, but that will help him out. He's up CS too.
He's controlling the wave, which is pretty good. This is like where you want to be.
EM7 ducking in out of the bush there. Has to be careful for those spears, and there's another one. Yeah, I like Crossblade's manipulation of just the spears in the minions and using the Q to pass them on pretty effectively.
Sort of like with Xayah, you know, you just gotta not stand there. You know. Or not Xayah, MF.
Right, kind of Xayah too, but not with the minions, with the feathers.
Yeah.
Well, Crossblade continuing to build up a little bit of a CS lead here, and a health advantage too. I mean, we see the innate, again, the sustain here, and that includes second wind, overgrowth, even some lifesteal there for EM7, but Crossblade still just kind of bullying on the Callista right now. I'm curious if we will. I feel like eventually we're going to see an all-in. Every time I bet on us seeing a CS victory, it just doesn't happen. Even if it's going to happen, the players realize it's going to happen, and so they fight instead.
Yeah.
Oh, and now EM7 with the ult. There's the Ignite coming down. The barrier is going to block some of the damage. Jumps back from Crossblade. Dodges one of them. There's the exhaust. Needs the Rend. Now the exhaust onto him, so he doesn't want to Rend yet. And he does get it off. So again, trade of all summoners. EM7 throws down the ult. Crossblade dodged one of the charges, and that was enough to knock them both down pretty low. And they're back at it.
Crossblade's playing these pretty well, I feel. I feel like getting hit by Gwen's massive slow could be like traumatizing for Callistas, but like he's dealing with it okay.
Yeah. Keeping a cool head too. I mean, you got a Gwen running at you with exhaust ignite ult.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, I generally really like the Guardian's Horn. I mean, I think it is doing some good work for EM7 just to be able to sustain here, but
Right.
yeah, I'm kind of surprised at just how well Crossblade is sustaining without. Let's check. He does have no. I mean, he's got bone plating and unflinching, but He's got nothing here except just, you know, attack speed, lethal tempo.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or if you can see otherwise, but isn't there innate health regen, like bonus health regen on ARAM?
Yes. I believe so. Doesn't know if he rends the minions. Yeah, I think the problem is that he has to get enough points into E to do that. Now, he should have it now, but you can see he's... Yeah, I see. Oh, he's Q max, so I think that's why he's not running the minions so much, if he's trying to save mana. Because he has to get the E maxed to actually get the full refund. So I think he's trying to save all of his mana for Q, would be my guess. Once he has the E max, I mean, if we last a couple more levels here, no reason not to. Unless he just doesn't want to push the wave. $20 CS up now for X Crossblade, so in a pretty good spot here. Kind of starting to run low on mana, although the relic should help that out. I'm always curious about the back relics too. You know, I think players don't want to run all the way back there and pick it up, but I almost think you often do just to put it on cooldown and have it back. Here we have another all-in though. The ultimate coming out from EM7. Exhaust Ignite. There's the barrier. One of the charges is dropped. Crossblade's jumping around. He needs a little bit more. He does have the rend ready, and it's going to go through. Man, though, not a lot of damage. It almost seems like the base stats are kind of catching up here a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say base stats, but the, you know, the attribute growth per level, I should say.
No, I agree. I think Gwen has a little bit more damage in her kit than Callista. It's more on to Callista to, like, outplay the matchup. Gwen just runs you down, though.
Yeah, we've seen it tried several times now from EM7. 3 times now EM7 has tried it, and it looks like Crossblade. I mean, he's a little gingerly approaching the wave here. I think he kind of feels the pressure, and EM7's kind of coming back with the CS lead. I mean, that's a big wave. If Crossblade can CS that well, and under turret as well on the Howling Abyss turrets, it's not that easy. Ooh, there comes through, though, a turret shot. That's going to help a bit. Crossblade kind of missing some of these under turret. He needs to pick up a lot of them to maintain about that 10 CS advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like EM7 holding on to his 4 stack, but, like, you just dash under turret to throw it out. That isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
Because I think you should constantly be threatening your 4 stack on Gwen.
Yeah. Well, still about 13 CS up here for Crossblade as the minions clash once again. So in a comfortable position here, just about 30 more CS to win, but EM7 is going to have that exhaust up pretty soon. All sums will be available, so he can try, I mean, definitely one more all-in, depending on how things go for sure. I don't think 2 is in the cards. Yeah, should not have time for that unless he just stops Crossblade from farming. And gonna try it again, potentially. Yes, ult is there. There's the exhaust, the ignite. Barrier is ready. Crossblade trying to dodge the ult, going back under turret here. And he is gonna trade back. Not a lot of damage from those spears. Is gonna get the rend. That's a lot of damage, but he's gotta be careful. And EM7 again. There's the all-in again. All summoners traded. And again, EM7 just left to back up and pick up the relic. Yes, yeah. Gotta be careful with the spears, able to miss. From Callista too. The M7 is going to try to clean up some of these minions, but yeah, I mean, Crossblade, 20 more CS, he's got the win here. He should be feeling pretty comfortable. I mean, he's been very cool under pressure. Again, it's 4 times now. He's survived the all-in.
He's doing really good with the kiting.
Yeah. Tactical retreats. And I know I had mentioned a potential mana problem. I think he does have presence of mind. That is one nice thing. I mean, I think you can see he kind of went into this with the idea of, okay, I'm just going to keep throwing out my Q max. That's going to restore some of the mana. EM7 really, yeah, EM7 feels the pressure here from the CS advantage. Is really trying to jump back in. Not gonna happen. Now, how many of these can Crossblade get under turret? I mean, that's one thing to keep in mind with Callista is, in theory, should be a very, very effective farmer, at least with the Emax. Won't have any mana concerns with it. Crossblade not picking up too many of these, but enough. Oh no, there's the under the turret trying to get the kill is EM7, and he does! The Gwen ulti is enough! 5th all-in, 5th time is the charm, and EM7 picks off X Crossblade. That was a fun one.
A summoner.
Yeah. That's interesting. Gwen ran the Callista down all lane in 4 different all-ins. It's the one where he chases under tower that he actually gets it.
Yes. I did not expect that to work. I mean, we were kind of saying, like,
Yeah.
oh no, he's taking a turret shot, but we forgot. I mean, he's a top laner. He doesn't care about turrets, especially at level 14 or whatever.
Exactly.
Man, yeah, I really thought the CS win was maybe going to come in there. I mean, it looked so comfortable, but hey, credit to EM7. He pulled it off. Let's see if we have another match we can jump into here. I'm not seeing one right now. Oh, I think Foamcry is in game. I think we'll try to jump into that one. Let's see, checking out our bracket. So that is going to be, I think that should be then against EM7, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, so that was actually a 2-1, so nice. Went all the way to game 3, so wow. We didn't even know that was the match point, final of the 3, but it was. EM7 narrowly gets it. Now we get to see EM7 up against Foamcry in a Callista mirror matchup. This should be interesting. Minute and a half away, and we'll hit the rift. Excuse me, hit the abyss. See how this goes down. Now, what did you think of the Q-Max, Steiner, for the Callista? I mean, I guess it makes a lot of sense, but I could appreciate just trying to just spam farm, go into Emax, and just saying, hey, I'm just going to hit all the minions.
I think Q-Max is pretty normal for Callista in some of the Rift, isn't it?
Yeah, generally, yes.
Well, I've seen a lot of, like, if you go lethality on Callista, Q does so much. But obviously you can go but I feel like it's probably the play just for getting those snipes through minions like you did. Or trying to do those. Absolutely. I think Emax is definitely worth if you're wanting to fun. It kind of takes away your ability to bully, because then you're only bullying with like one spear friend at a time,
Yep. Well, we have hit the abyss here. Let's check things out. So, now here's the big question. We have Blood Moon Callista versus regular Callista. Now, does that give you an advantage?
That's gonna be a default Callista advantage.
Oh.
Both
the faker style, huh? So, the refillable pod. Now, I'm not sure I understood the logic on the refillable pod, given that you cannot recall. Oh, here we go. The Knight's already down to EM7. Foamcry has got the jump. The exhausted there. There's no way he can get away from this. One more auto will do it. Wow. 55 seconds in. Foamcry has already got the win. Wow.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has disconnected.
Okay. Well, that's that. Okay. That's round number 1 down.
Are they still in game?
Take a look here. So, yeah, somebody must have been, because we're able to see it. Once again, thank you to all of the players for indulging us and staying for 3 minutes so we can actually see the games, as long as my PC and Riot Games and League of Legends cooperate, which they generally have been recently. So that's quite nice, as we're about 1 minute away from hitting game number 2 there. So that is the first one going to Fomocry.
Bone plating looking OP there, as Graham says. I do agree.
Take a look here. So we have another Kalista Mira matchup. They wanna run it back. What was the mistake there? Just getting jumped on first is really all it seemed like.
Yeah. Hopefully he rethinks the refillable pot also.
Yes, that's something I was wondering about. The Kalista counter, it's a good question. Yes, we're seeing a lot of Kalistas slowly. I mean, I wonder about the Vex you brought up, Steiner. I mean, it seems like an option here. As long as you have the mana, I mean...
I feel like Vex innately counters Kalista, but
All right, mere seconds away from match number 2. Once again, Blood Moon Kalista versus Default Kalista. Ghost from EM7 and Exhaust. Lethal Tempo from both. The big question, the refillable pots. That was our big, a big issue last time. And they've been disposed of. We are back to the classic pots.
ooh. We didn't pick up our Black Spear on EM7 though. So
Oh no! Oh, EM7
Oh, no!
once again got hit first. Okay, it's not too bad. He was pretty close to his turret, but he does get the worst end of that trade. Gotta be careful of those bushes.
Neither of them went tier 2 boot. See, that's another thing I'm wondering, if Guardian's Hammer is better over tier 2 boots. Because you get the better hop with the tier 2s.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge on Kalista. I think that was huge for X Crossblade, especially if you can play the Kalista well. I mean,
yeah.
I know he didn't win, but I mean, looked pretty good.
It looked pretty good until Gwen just became Gwen.
Yes. Level 4 dinged here. And a lot of farming so far. It's all peaceful and quiet here. And oh, there we go. Now we have a couple of autos coming in. EM7 once again taking the worst end of that trade. The Wrens come through. And he is low on HP. He's going to need to burn some of those pots. He has 3 remaining. And Guardian's Horn. Oh, there is the relic stolen away by Fomocry. That's going to be good. EM7 did get the second proc at least.
Are they both maxing Q?
We'll investigate here. Q-Max, actually 3 into Q, 2 into E, there from EM7. And the inverse, actually, for Fomocry, who has the... so nobody's maxing anything, really.
That's
Exhaust! Exhaust's come down, the Ignite's that on EM7. I think the Ren might finish him off. No, not quite. He's really low, but he's still there. Ghost is burned. All summoners... Oh, he's got to be so careful, man. It's going to be confusing, too. I guess the one nice thing is because there's different Kalista skins, he can tell which spears are just Kalistas that just are in her back and which ones are from Fomocry. I can see somebody getting confused. By that, I mean me getting confused.
Yeah.
Big wave getting stacked up here, and Fomocry with a CS advantage, but the way this one's been going, I feel like we're not going to be sitting here till 100 minions. Trading some Kalista taunts there. Kalista is unbound, if anyone was wondering. is going to be another hit. Oh no, Foamcry maybe going for the all-in here. If he gets the Rens under the turret, he does. The final auto is going to finish it off. And Foamcry with the 2-0 victory here. Took a little bit longer this time around, but he is moving on. So we'll check out our bracket here on your screens. Foamcry is going to be up against Unpaid Actor in semifinals matchup number 1. Match number 13 on your screens on the brackets. And the other one is going to be Zagram versus QWER20212. Who do you want to watch, Steiner?
We should probably watch Unpaid Actor.
We'll check it out. Going to be just a short delay here. Let's get our little draft screen in. So again, Callista versus Callista. This is all we're gonna see, I think.
Okay with that. Although, it would be nice for somebody to just sneak in trying to find out counter.
Yeah, I mean, people haven't tried a lot against it, it feels like, at least in the matchups that we've seen. Maybe we get to game 5, best of 5, tied 2-2, somebody brings out the Vex. What do you think?
Could be.
That'd be cool.
I kind of doubt it. I don't know.
Well, we are just over a minute away from checking out this semifinals matchup here between Foamcry and Unpaid Actor. Both of them have journeyed long and far through the tournament. They want that $10 RP. I asked you last time, Steiner, what you'd give with $10 RP. I think you said Dark Star Jarvan, if I remember right. What about now? Has it changed? No?
Dark Star Varus.
Oh, Dark Star Fanatic.
No, not really. But they're kind of the skins that I want to own, but I'm for sure not gonna buy. You know what I mean? They're like in that realm of good. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh man, I'm ready. 3 seconds and we are hitting the abyss once more. Semifinals matchup. These are the best of the best players that are still standing, and they forgot to stay for 3 minutes, so we're not going to see it.
GG.
Okay. It happens. I appreciate all the players that have stayed for 3 minutes till now. We'll check out the bracket here and see if we have a result for that game. Not seeing one just yet. Wait.
Could we perhaps
check
join the Grams?
Yes, we're going to try to check that one out. Here we go.
Jumping right into the abyss, ladies and gentlemen.
Fairy Court Callista, bold choice, and has Flash and Hail of Blades, so mixing it up. All right, 1 minute in, let's check it out.
That's what he went last time. Although I don't think he had the white chroma last time. I could be wrong.
Mixing it up with the chromas, secret strat perhaps.
Yeah, you gotta match your chroma with your opponent. Very important.
Well, Guardian's hammers all around, but a cloth armor here from QWR, and they're trading further. Zagram actually burning through a lot of mana. Has the long sword, and now they've both burned up all of their pots.
They both have Black Spear, though. That's very important.
That is very important. Why can't they use it on each other in a show of friendship?
That's true. I wish I could arm my enemies.
Pull them in. Just pull in the enemy AD carry and kill them. Perfect. Ooh, nicely done there. I like that. A lot of poke coming through there from Zagram. Let's check the maxes here. So it is going to be 3 points in Q, 2 in E there for Zagram. And again, the inverse for QWER.
I mean, you're probably not even putting points into R, actually, as Callista, are you?
It would be unwise to do so.
Well, I don't know if
And
she has
W
a
as well.
passive that scales... Like, scales something besides cooldown.
Well, that's a decent question. Still quite even in CS right now, but you can see QWER really taking the worst of the trades in terms of health. Guardian's Hammers will help that out, but gotta be careful. Missed minion there. Graham's starting to build up a little bit of a minion lead. Oh, I think that was a missed cannon there. Oh, that's a lot of damage on the QMax. The heal is actually going to be burned by QWER just to sustain.
Graham's doing really well from his positioning.
Oh, and he steals the health relic too. QWER really struggling to maintain any kind of health. He's got to be careful. No ignite from Zagram. Actually has the flash barrier, but I mean the flash could be good for an all-in just to chase him down if he overextends, which one could argue he is right now. We'll see how it happens.
Flash barrier is kind of interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends how it goes. I mean, I think... Oh, and just as I said it, there's the flash. The bone plate is going to help a lot. The exhaust going to help even more, but not enough.
Fantastic.
Zagram pulls off the victory against QWER.
This guy won with the flash. That's why you take flash, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why you take it. Well, we'll check on our bracket here. Says Zagram up 1-0, and I think, well, the way we're going, why don't we just jump in and watch match number 2 in that semifinal series. It is going to be a slight delay here, ladies and gentlemen. But we will get you in on the action, provided the players stay for at least 3 minutes, which I believe they will. They've been almost perfect on it so far, which again, we appreciate. Two and a half minutes away from yet another Callista Mirror matchup. No one's even considering another champion at this point. It's all down to Callista. Well, we saw the Flash last time, Flash Barrier. What are your thoughts on some of these different summoner spells we've seen? We actually saw Hail of Blades from Zagram too, which was unique among mostly lethal tempos we've seen so far. So some innovation here.
I think Hail of Blades is like support Callista with Hail of Blades. Well, most support AD carries go Hail of Blades. It definitely is very good in short trades. Just to get into the 3 autos, Brand and hop away. Lethal tempo definitely. I do feel like it's undeniably better though.
Yeah, I mean, you're just not going to kill them in 3 autos, generally speaking, at least the way these games have gone.
Right. We've seen a lot of different summoners. We've seen a lot of ghosts actually. I'm not too sure I like the ghosts. I do like the barrier a lot.
Yeah. Exhaust also so good. I mean, the movement speed it's like doubly effective.
Right, especially because nobody's going tier 2 boots. Exhaust just kills your jumps.
Which is interesting. I mean, we liked the tier 2 boots for Trooper. I thought they seemed pretty good. Or for Crossblade X, excuse me.
Yeah, right. Well, I think the thing might be is, like, if you're against a melee opponent, it might be a lot better to go boots. Because you get real hoppy, like we saw all that fantastic kiting from Crossblades. But if you're playing against Callista, having the sustain to go back and forth with trades, probably better. You know what
I can see it. I can see it. Well, we're going to get very hoppy because it's Callista versus Callista once again as we hit the abyss. Got to check out what skins. Mixing it up. Marauder Callista now.
Okay. This is actually one of my favorite Callista skins. Low key. Better than it's got like the same colors as
It has all the chromas too.
Oh, it does. Very
Yeah.
cool. It has like the same colors as I was gonna say Blood Moon, but just better.
Yep. I will say I think most of the chromas for this skin I really don't like them. I don't know why they didn't do it for me. I do like the skin. I really like the splash.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Project Jin too. I think I'm kind of a sucker for furry collars on the skins.
Don't want to say that live on broadcast. I'm a sucker for
Too late.
furry collars.
Yep. We'll go back and edit that one out.
We'll edit that. Yeah, that's good.
We'll edit that in post. What's the other way to say that?
Uh,
Everyone knows what I mean.
I think everybody knows what you mean, but the first thought that comes to mind is not what you mean.
Come on. Fuzzy? I guess they're fuzzy.
Fur trim.
Fur trim. Perfect. That's what I meant. That's actually what I said. I just think it was like a microphone cut out or something. And
Yeah,
sounded
something
different.
like that. It's like we're hopping into it with some short trades.
Yeah. Once again, pretty... Oh, feeding the poros. We've forgotten all about that, but thankfully
That's
our
good.
players have not. Zagram has not.
Zagram's got the edge, though. He's got the Poro fed.
Huge. Well, mirror builds this time around in terms of items, but heal exhaust for TWER. Flash barrier there for Zagram. This is come in. Exhaust comes down. Do we have the all-in? Barrier is there, and that is going to be the Ren coming through. A lot of damage. The Ren comes back. Winds up being pretty even. Zagram does still have his flash, though, so once his Ren is back up, he could look for an all-in. Health very close, but slightly in Zagram's favor. Oh, there's the flash, though. Here we come through the red. The last auto is going to do it. I think QWER wanted to hit the bush for out of vision, but it did not happen. Zagram with the 2-0. He's headed to finals.
Did you notice if he rended a minion to get a free rend on Callista? Or on QWER? I think he did.
He may
but
have.
I'm
He may
not
have.
sure.
Big brain move, if so.
That's what I'm saying. Because it looked like he got a free rend onto Callista and then rended again. Which, like, why he flashed forward.
It could be. It could be. Well, I did want to get some information out to our viewers that I was passed on to me from an organizer. Fold Mather has been doing a tremendous job. So the earlier semifinal match, it was not that the players did not go to 3 minutes. It's that they realized that both semifinals were going at the same time, and we had said that we really wanted to have all semifinals players on the broadcast. So they actually kindly agreed to do a semifinals match in order. So they actually just exited out and waited for the series we just watched to finish, and now they're going to do theirs. So we are actually going to be jumping in to see Fomacry versus, Unpaid Actor in just a minute or two here. And, well, how about I don't show the screen? Can anyone guess what champions we're going to see?
I'm
quite a
thinking
twist.
Maokai Karthus. What do you is true?
Probably. I'm thinking Brand, He's not allowed, but maybe just try bring him out,
I think somebody picked Poppy to counter the Callista.
Perfect. Poppy is Shadow Isles champion. Known Shadow Isles.
Known Shadow Idler.
Well, we're just about 2 minutes away from our other semifinals matchup. Who is headed to the finals to face off against Zagram? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be either Fomacry or Unpaid Actor. One of the two. A little recap of their journey so far. Fomacry has yet to drop a game in the tourney. 2-0 in round number 1. 2-0 against EM7 in round number 2. And now he's up against Unpaid Actor, who has the same resume, a pair of 2-0 best-of-3 series in round 1 and round 2. One of them is not going to be undefeated after this first game. But who will it be?
We saw Cry's mechanics firsthand, but Unpaid Actor is the Grandmaster.
I'm thinking one of the Callista is probably going to lose this one. I have a feeling.
I actually think that Callista's going to win. What do you think?
Agree to disagree, I suppose.
Yeah. No, I think Callista's looking like the dark horse of the well.
No, the dark horse would be Hector.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I don't have it.
Okay.
But I'm still waiting for somebody to whip out the vets, you know.
We're waiting. Like I said, I've already written the script for this whole tournament, if anyone's curious. Spoiler, but I've already written it. Game 5 of the finals. That's going to be when we see the Vex. It's going to get pulled out.
Oh, I was reading that actually, just earlier. I saw it.
Yeah, you got to study up on the script beforehand. You know, you got to
My bad.
memorize your lines. Here we go. We are mere moments away from yet another exciting matchup of Callista versus Callista.
The Discord.
Discord stream's gone again?
Yes.
Classic.
Just a classic guy.
There you are, hopefully. See how long that lasts. Okay. So, Dagger coming through here from Unpaid Actor. Interesting. No boots. 3-pot and Dagger versus Longsword 2-pot.
I think that's pretty good, because with the Dagger, it gives you, more attack speed. You can be slightly more hoppy, but also you get that extra pot.
Well, you gotta love being hoppy, you know.
To be hoppy with your pots.
Yes. Sounds like a beer commercial. Here we go. The first hits have been laid into these poor minions, which are doomed to be rended by the spears. And Fomacry with the Blood Moon Callista against Default by Unpaid Actor.
Default definitely has the edge here.
Well, you say that, but last time Zagram was kind of cleaning house with the Marauder and Fairy Court.
Well, those are better skins. Blood Moon, low quality skin. I'm sorry, Fomacry.
Shots have been fired. Ooh, and there is the first Pierce coming through.
And protected by the bone plating, though. It's going to take off a lot of the damage. Ooh.
Oh, another red. Nice from Fomacry.
How can it protect against that one, though?
Oh, man. Here comes through. We have the all-in now. There's the Exhaust. The Ignite down Unpaid Actor. Exhaust traded back. Ren's going to come through soon, I think. Oh, the Pierce is going to miss there in a tower shot. So Fomacry really with the better end of that trade, but kind of evens it up with that final little blunder.
I think the biggest part of that was that Fomacry was able to exhaust first. So Unpaid Actor jumped out of attack range and then had to walk back in. And that was huge. If he had left it at that, definitely would have been huge Fomacry.
Yeah. CS pretty even, but if he can clean up this wave, Fomacry should be up just a couple of minions. A lot of Rens coming through this time around. Actually, I feel like we have not seen as many Rens. Previously, it was a lot more Pierces.
Right. Fomacry holding it in front of his tower while Unpaid Actor goes for the relic. I don't know if you saw. Very, very good. Very good. Love to see it.
All quiet right now, but you never know. And usually I jinx it when I say that, and instantly the exhausts come out.
Yeah.
Still just game number 1 here, so some room to experiment, I suppose. But we haven't seen a lot of experimentation. It is interesting we see the ghost coming out from Unpaid Actor. I'm kind of with you, Steiner. I don't really see the point of that unless, I guess, just trying to run away. Oh, here we go. Foamcry going to pick up that health relic. Oh, and he dodges the Pierce and gets the Ren. That is huge. And he's actually pinging the Sonar spells in chat. You can see that. Big brain move.
Yeah, to time them.
You gotta time them. You gotta spam them. Type it like 5 times, you know. Type,
No.
what would you type? KG? I don't know what the time is on Howling Abyss. 180 seconds or something. KG 515. KG 515. Type it 20 times. Spam Z a bunch of times. Keep your APM up.
Only supports with nothing better to do than gank mid can do that.
See, Barrel taught supports that they could, instead of doing that, they can just play Genshin Impact while they're in there. So don't need to worry about doing that.
That is important.
Foamcry now with a healthy little CS lead. We'll see what Unpaid Actor can do here. Should be able to clean up all these without too much of a problem. Both players farming pretty effectively under turret as well.
Right? Like I said, barely a CS lead either way. I mean, 7 is kind of a lead.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, a bad trade can just melt that away. Like, I'm just thinking way back to the Gwen Kalista matchup where Gwen was just spam catching up CS because the trades were just not going, were all started going in her favor, essentially.
Ooh. A little bit of a slick cue.
Ooh, gotta be careful. There is the Pierce. Exhaust come through onto Foamcry. Ignite on Unpaid Actor, looking for the Rend from both. And I think that was actually definitely a better trade for Unpaid Actor, slightly. I mean, got Foamcry down a lot. Again, the Guardian's Horns are going to help them quite a bit. Unpaid Actor actually has overheal, I noticed. So not really getting any value out of that, whereas the Presence of Mind, at least, is probably the most logical. I mean, it's really the only choice. I mean, Triumph would be a meme.
Overheal is very interesting.
Expecting a very slow, very farm-heavy matchup, maybe. But really, it's not been how these have been going. I mean, there's farming, and then there's all-ins, and there's more farming. It's just back and forth. Very even on the farm right now, though. Foamcry looking for something. He's going to pick up that health relic, and now the exhaust comes through from him onto Unpaid Actor, looking for the Rend. A lot of spears come through. Oh! So close. The HP there, potentially 1 HP. And, you know, I just clicked there, and we're looking at 7. That is so close.
That is unlucky for Foamcry.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be able to heal up, but, oh, looking for the Rend out of the bush was Actor, but not going to find it. Wow. So maybe we're headed for 100 CS potentially. Oh, that's going to be, if he can get the Rend, that's going to help. Oh, another one comes through on a Foamcry, though. He's got to be careful. I mean, you can sense that, you know, he feels like he's had the advantage this whole time. There's another Pierce, though. He wants to be able to just clean it up and finish it off, but that's twice now. He's not been able to kill him. And Otto should do it. Oh. Narrow dodge there from Unpaid Actor. Got to be careful. There's a Pierce coming through from him. This is a nail biter. They're both so low.
I feel like Foamcry should have just walked under turret auto-rended, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind it's first blood, so if you die to the turret after you get the kill, it doesn't matter, but... and that can be counter to your instincts. I know it would be to mine, where it's like, well, I don't want to take a turret shot, but... Health advantage for Foamcry right now to pick up that relic. It's got to help him. Example of where the flash would be useful. Would instantly just get you the all-in kill here. Exhaust, back up for Actor, ignite for Foamcry. And he's actually going to steal the relic. Does not... Oh. I actually like that, though. Get the Grievous down for the healing. And get the poor old fed, too. Good.
Although
Foamcry so
careful. Did accidentally jump out of the ring of the heal.
Oh. Perhaps a crucial mistake there, but still Actor going to be so careful. Actually putting a point in a W. Interesting.
That's... I think it might actually be smart to put a point into W, because then you can max.
Oh! There's the Pierce
Nice.
coming through. You got to watch those minions. Foamcry picking up the dub. That was a close one. That was intense. That may have been the best one, at least of the Kalista 1v1s. I think for my money, that's the best one we've seen so far.
For my money, you know, the way I like to view games, that was pretty nice.
That was great. Well, okay. Well, we got to move on to match number 2 in this best of 3. We got to figure out who's going to the finals. Fomocry looks like he's got his eye on that finals ticket. We're just a little bit over 1 minute away from game number 2, and we can find out. Potentially, again, match point for Fomocry, so now the pressure is on for Unpaid Actor. Can he pull off the reverse sweep? Who will face off against Instagram in the finals? 60 seconds, and we'll find out. 30 seconds away. This should be a good matchup. Again, all Kalista, so it's funny we went Shadow Isles this time around because we said, okay, we're going to get to see lots of different champions. Early on, you know, Steiner, I watched you and Ulf. We're going to Hecarim, the Maokai, the Yorick. Oh, so cool.
Wow.
And eventually it all just comes down to Kalista. We could have just made it Kalista Mirror at this point.
To be fair, a lot of the champions just aren't viable. Like, Thresh, not viable. Karthus has no passive, not viable. Maokai, heavily nerfed for ARAM, not viable. Like, I am kind of surprised we're not seeing more Yorick, I will say. Although I'm not too surprised because I feel like Kalista shits on Yorick. But I don't know. Maybe these people just aren't versed in Vex. Or maybe she doesn't counter Kalista like I think she does.
They're not
Either
Vex-versed.
could be easily true.
The cleanse. Now this is very interesting. He wants to counter the exhaust and ignites coming through.
Wait.
This is often a meta in bot lane where we see the summoner spell kind of prediction, who's going to cleanse, who's going to take exhaust, etc. Very interesting.
Can you not? You can cleanse spears, can't you?
Welcome.
I don't believe so.
No.
I don't think so. That's an interesting question.
Can we look that one up?
Unpaid Actor with the Bush dominance right now. And Fomocry not risking a face check. Several Kalista 1v1s we've already seen go the way of whoever takes control of the brush first and then gets that first hit. And Actor has already got it with that first pierce there.
A random Redditor tells me that QSS cleanses the spears. Cleanse does not.
Interesting.
And I will take my fact from there.
Here we go. Unpaid Actor is going to miss the pierce there. So gets a couple of spears and gets the rend out.
It's always interesting to try to get out of rend range because it's actually crazy big.
Yeah.
Ooh, Fomocry with a nice dodge on the Q.
Yeah.
He saw it coming for sure.
Oh, boy, just throws the ignite down, and there's the cleanse. Well, that was interesting.
I think that's kind of smart, because he forces the cleanse so that he for sure gets the exhaust.
Yeah.
If he alls in very soon, you know.
I see. Yeah, it's an interesting strategy. Just an exhaust for each one now available. Still with just the lethal tempo. We'll see if we have a break in the action here. Maybe I can check out some runes. So again, pretty typical. Presence of Mind, Bone Plating, Overgrowth. From both. Overheal, once again, for Unpaid Actor. So almost identical builds. We're refining, we're cooking, we're trying to figure out the perfect setup. But the cleanse, new.
Locking in a recipe.
Yes.
Did you, can you check maxes?
Yeah. So, even 3 and 3. QE for Unpaid Actor and for Fomocry as well. 3-3.
Okay.
This is really, I like that they're kind of, everybody's kind of mixing it up and figuring out, okay, you know, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. This tiny minor adjustment this time around. Unpaid Actor actually with a very, very slight CS lead at the moment. 2 CS up. Friday begins. Couple of spears traded. Unpaid Actor down on mana, and once again, Bone Plating Uni procs, so maybe now looking for another all-in is Fomacry. Misses the Pierce. Here we go, though. The hopping has begun. Who's gonna rend who? There's the exhaust. Oh! No! Actor didn't exhaust him! There was no exhaust on the rend!
Oh, dear.
Wow! Fomacry picking up the win there. He's headed to the finals to face Zagram. That is it! Quicker than our first one.
It's always interesting, like, the way you hop in a Callista 1v1 when you're just trading on.
Uh-oh. We're having some mechanical difficulties. My apologies. Could be a minute or two here. Let's see if we can get the bracket on the screen. Okay, here we go. We're getting it sorted. Okay. Discord is having some problems, but the stream is okay. So hello, everyone. Oh, and hello.
Oh,
My Discord was frozen. Several things were frozen, but we're back.
very good.
We're just a few minutes away. It's time for finals, guys, and that means this is a best of 5. Still the same rules. First blood, first 100 CS, first turret, but now we have a best of 5. So a lot of time to figure out exactly which Callista runes to take.
Yeah. Which Callista Summoner spells to take even? Because we saw... It is Zagram, right?
It sure is.
And Zagram was valuing Flash and Barrier. But I feel like the Ignite Exhaust has just been what Fomacry has been taking and not dropping a match with. So
Yeah.
I think we're coming in with...
Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Oh my god. I cannot believe it. Look what Zagram has brought out.
There's no way. Is that legal?
There is no way. It's not possible.
Are you allowed to pick Vex in a Callista 1v1 mirror tournament?
Oh my god, he's done it.
A madman.
He's insane. He's insane.
This guy is insane.
The Vex comes out against the Callista. It makes sense, but does it actually work in practice?
I want to see. Well, it makes sense that it would come out now because he's got games to loot. Like, he can... Not that he wants to, obviously, but he has a game to experiment with finding it, you know?
He does. He got some wiggle room. You know, he can afford a loss or two.
He's got some hopping.
Yes, yes. 1.5 minutes away from game number 1 of the finals. I'm very pleased and excited because we are getting something nobody expected, which is a break in the non-stop onslaught Callista versus Callista versus Callista versus Callista. Now, Zagram is bringing out the Vex.
Yeah, he also, I don't know if he took it, but he would have had time to practice a little bit of Vex outside the games while he waited for this side of the bracket to continue.
It's true. Whatever he did. Are his Vex mechanics on point? It might be easier than Callista.
Tiny bit. Hover cursor over enemy. Click keyboard.
Generally speaking, that does the trick. Well, who will triumph here as we're 20 seconds out from diving into the Howling Abyss for the League of Legends Aesir 1v1, the third one, the Shadow Isles edition. And finally, we're seeing a few more Shadow Isles champions. We have still not seen poor Viego, so lonely again. But we have now seen a Vex up against Callista. And here we go. We're going to find out what happens.
What I'm expecting to happen is a huge... the Discord stream cut out. I'm expecting a huge level 6 from the Vex play, like a huge play. Because when Vex hits level 6, she has access to 4 spells. Callista's level 6, she has 2.
Okay, so this looks like a potential misclick to take. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess Relentless Hunter gets you 5 movement speed, but it's maybe not a misclick. But that's very interesting. Rune to take there on the Vex.
To the Howling Abyss.
Otherwise, very standard from Fomacry on the Callista.
Also, I feel like Comet is unusual.
Ooh. Oh no, there's an early trade in favor of Fomacry. That is not good.
Callista is not balanced, brother. I'm sorry.
Well played, lol, says Graham. Oh, man.
That 10% damage boost just fucking...
What can you do?
What can you do?
I will say, to my own horn a bit, I predicted this would be a Callista heavy tournament. I don't think I expected this much, but...
Yeah.
At the other hand, I'm glad to see the Vex, but Zagram already off to a rough start.
Well... As I said, I'm very much expecting Callista to be the better champion pre-6, but I am expecting once Zagram hits 6 for him to go in. Obviously, he's going to try to chip down with his long range before then, but...
Not hitting
Callista,
any of them right yet, though.
Yeah, Callista can be fairly agile, so could prove difficult.
Well, CS lead right now for Fomacry, and health lead too. Guardian's items all around, Guardian's Orb, and again, just not able to land any of the spells. That's going to make it really tough. I mean, there's no way, I mean, yeah, Vex will have the all-in, but has to get some poke down. And again, that trade going in favor of Fomacry. Oh, that is a huge Pearson Ren. Fomacry, wow, really looking, okay. Okay, there's a fear from Zagram, all right. That's something, but boy, the Callista looking very dominant.
What do you think of the orb instead of book?
Orb instead of book, instead of lost chapter?
Yeah.
It's not a book, it's a chapter. The Amplifying Tome is a book.
Okay.
He does have a book, okay? He's well read.
Very well read.
I think Guardian's Orb is a fantastic item, and the fact that it has the... Oh, there's the ult coming through. The Fear, the Exhaust, Ignite onto Zagram. He's going to flash right back out. Gets a lot of damage in, but just doesn't have the all-in potential to really 100 to 0.
He was kind of lucky getting out with not a lot of backlash from Callista.
Yeah, the Fear helping.
Right? It just lasts so long.
Mm-hmm. Fomacry going to heal right back up, though. Guardian's Hammer. Health Relics. And Zagram actually potentially going to run out of mana here. I think he knows he can't really take that Health Relic, so that's going to be Fomacry's. That's going to make it even rougher. He may have a hard time even getting into the circle for it. Yeah, he can. Wow. And a 15 CS lead as well. I'm so sorry to say, I think the answer of should Vex be brought out against Callista may have been answered now. I don't like the answer, because I like the innovation, but I think we have the answer.
Well, I would say Fomacry's had a lot of games to, you know, warm up his Callista into being the monster that we're currently seeing. While I don't think Zagram's had a lot of chance to polish his Vex.
Yeah. I'd like to think, because I've seen Zagram in chat, that he potentially brought this out just to make us happy in game number 1.
It could be.
It's possible. We'll see. Well, he's going to have to slink back there to the Health Relic and get another heal. So Zagram's sticking with the flash on all these different champions. It's interesting. Probably saved him last time, as you pointed out. Probably has gotten him some of his wins.
I think flashing forward is a nice tactic to have in your pocket. Especially against somebody like Kalista that'll just kite you to hell.
Oh no! Pomegranat's gonna keep chasing! The Lethal Tempo range is gonna help him! Zagram's on the run. He has Relentless Hunter, the 5 movement speed, but it does not get him away. There's the Spear Strike and True Fomocry picking up a win in game number 1. He's up 1-0 in our best of 5 finals.
Oh, goodbye, Vex.
Never to be seen again. How about Viego?
Well, Viego Shroud could cancel a Kalista auto. Or didn't they change that?
I think it could.
Well, I vaguely remember that they changed Kalista so that her autos aren't canceled anymore when losing vision.
Really? This I was not aware of.
I would have to look on fandom to see for sure.
Quite interesting. Well, okay. 1-0 up for Fomocry here in the finals of the League of Legends Aesir 1v1 Shadow Isles edition. $10 RP on the line here. Fomocry still needs 2 more victories to take that home. Otherwise,
here it is.
Zagram will have to pick up 3 of his own if he wants to bring it back.
In version 13.11, remove. No longer misses if the target leaves vision before the attack hits. So she can now hit people after they stealth.
Very interesting.
Ooh, another Vex.
Another Vex. We are surprised. I mean, not surprised of seeing it for the first time, but still surprised because, I mean, it was rough going for the Vex.
No. Zagram said skill issue. He's coming back with it. The skill issue resolved. Hopefully.
He said skill issue. All right. Or he didn't literally say it. You're saying he metaphorically said it.
He metaphorically said it to himself, yes.
I see.
That's what I'm saying.
A minute and a half away from getting into game number 2 in our finals. The Kalista, again, looking very dominant throughout the tournament, and Fomocry's in particular has been the best Kalista of all the Kalistas. The Pierces, the Wrens, the Hops have all been immaculate. Has really not mixed up the build at all for quite a while now. Is pretty happy with how things have been going. Can't really blame him.
Hasn't lost with it.
Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, here in the finals, Zagram will deliver that first loss, or perhaps Fomocry is geared up to run the entire Aesir 1v1 and take home 1,000 RP to spend, perhaps on a Kalista skin. Or maybe he'll be just dead tired of Kalista and never playing this champ again. I'm so done after playing it 20 games in a row. The funny thing is, Zagram is something of a Kalista aficionado, and yet, the Vex is what he falls back on here in the finals.
Actually, I really wasn't expecting him to take another chance on Vex.
No.
Like, honestly, because I mean, this is a match point, but it may as well feel like it.
I mean, I would not like to be down 2-0. I mean, I'm not saying he's guaranteed going to lose this one, but if it goes anything like game number 1, I mean, that's a scary prospect.
Sticking to his guns, though, you know, I respect it, is what I'm saying.
You gotta respect it. A brave, a bold move from Zagram to bring out the Vex again. Fomocry has been dominant. We'll see if he can continue that here in game number 2. Abyss, and a little bit of a change up here for Zagram. Wants a little bit more healing. Picks up Boots 3-pot to go with his Guardian's Orb. Fomocry, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, has stuck with the exact same build once again. Flash Exhaust for Zagram, meanwhile.
Can you restart the Discord stream?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Howling Abyss.
I got the download last game. I like this. We can see the chat.
Minions have spawned.
I know your moves. Zagram is ready. Here we go. Oh, for some reason... Something odd's happened. You're hearing me on the stream, that's fine. We're having some Discord issues here. Try to keep it all balanced. It's Foam Cry looking for the all-in, potentially. There's going to be the fear. The exhaust, the ignite comes down. Foam Cry looking for it. That's all the damage Zagram has, so he kind of has to back away here. Here comes the Ren from Foam Cry. So close, Zagram walked back almost into auto range, but it's not going to come through. Does not have enough damage there to pick up the win, but it's close again. It's the way game number 1 went. The extended trade in favor of Callista, even though Zagram did hit everything there. Oh, and another Q there. It's progress and hits the fear too, but burning through mana. And that's going to be the health relic taken by Foam Cry. I don't even know if Zagram can contest. Yeah, he can't even get onto it. Again, very rough. Here we have potentially another all in. No, just more spears. A Ren comes through to Zagram, and he is so low. Going to be very tough for him to bring this one back. Already down 16-3 in terms of CS. See if he can pull it off. Health relic picked up by Zagram. Does still have the flash available as we ding over to level 6 here. And oh, hello.
Cool.
Discord being very interesting. So, relatively quiet the last minute or two here, but Zagram still taking so much damage. In fact, arguably at this point, I think it's actually looking worse than game 1 in some ways. The poke is just not enough. I mean, the Guardian's Horn, the health relics. I think the problem we're seeing is Vex just does not have the damage over time, basically, to just maintain any kind of health lead. The Callista's always going to maintain that advantage.
Can you see what Vex's ARAM changes are?
95% damage.
Oh.
Callista, 110%. Increased attack speed scaling and 90% damage taken. Yep, could be a problem. We'll check out the maxes here. Still the 3-3. Nice dodge there on the Mistral Bolt. 30 CS advantage now for Foam Cry. Not looking good at all. Zagram at this point pretty much has to hope for it all in. Does have the level 6 available, but limited mana supplies, and I mean, he's going to have the exhaust. Maybe he has an opportunity here? I don't know. He could be looking.
No, he needs to get more poke down before he has lethal.
There's no way. 2 more health relics. I mean, this is looking very dire for Zagram. Not just for this game, but for the whole series. And he's going to be down 2-0. He's going to be in a 2-0 hole. Foam Cry's going to be feeling great. Just keep going with the Callista. He can do what, you know, just keep doing what he's doing. And he may very well have an easy road to the $10 RP grand prize. Fear comes through. There's the Mr. Bolt, and Zagram is going to get hit by the Pierce. Foam Cry is going to say, all right, enough poke, back to minions. And once again, the health relic taken by Foam Cry. Once again, Zagram is just not even able to contest that. So he's basically down 3-1 in health relics every time they're spawning. You just got to be hoping for that back one to help him out a bit. It's not going to hit the fear, and does get the shield. The exhaust ignite go down. And he pings him in chat, but Boy, that's going to be tough. I mean, look at the turret damage from Cry. Are we going to see our first turret of the game taken? Yeah, Zagram's got to go, but, well, what can he do? I mean, oh, man, and Cry, I mean, even while taking the turret, he's still watching the Vex, still watching the health bar, ready to go. I mean, I don't know what you do here as Zagram. I mean, this is GG. He's got it all in, but what can he do? Looking for the fear is going to land. Not a lot of damage there. There comes the Ren, misses the ult. And the Ren comes through again for Cry. That is going to be it. 2-0 up in the finals. He is on match point.
Yeah. Zagram is just kind of throwing abilities there. Even if he landed the R and his moves were up, which they weren't, he would not be able to do enough damage.
Yeah. Very, very tough.
I feel like we have perhaps led
Okay.
very.
I'll
well.
let you guess, viewers, what exactly has happened here in game number 3's champion select. Something has happened. Could be anything.
Could be we are done playing with this useless toy.
It could be. There you are. You can see we are back to familiar stomping grounds of Callista versus Callista.
Now, this is... I low-key excited to see if Zagram can out-Callista Cry. Like, honestly.
No one's been able to do it yet.
Zagram has played so much Callista. I don't know much about Cry. I don't know how much.
Well, we've seen Cry, even if this is his first time playing it. He has now played so much Callista because I can't even remember him doing anything but playing Callista now. I'll forever see him as just a Callista player at this point, so...
Go down as a Callista one-trick. He probably one-tricks Mundo or something.
Well, Zagram is a fellow Mundo one-trick, so...
Right.
You know.
I was just... I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking of the disparity between champions, but that is true.
40 seconds away here, match point. This could be the last match of the evening, depending on how it goes. Zagram is down 2-0. Cry is won game number 1 and game number 2. Both Callista versus Vex. In what should determine not only the Shadow Isles master, but the Callista master, really, the way this tournament has gone. We're going to hit Howling Abyss, and we're going to find out if Zagram can bring us to a game number 4, or if Cry is going to complete the 3-0 sweep and become Grand Champion of the League of Legends Aesir 1v1 Shadow Isles Edition. Here we go.
Cry is currently undefeated, isn't he?
He most certainly is.
Yes, he is. Very good. See if we can do it. I'm rooting for you, Zagram.
We'd love to see 5 games, so yes, but we'll see what happens. Hail of Blades and Flash Barrier, very different build.
I see nobody's opted for the dagger besides our Grandmaster, man.
Yeah.
I kind of like that tech.
It didn't work, but I do like it. It's interesting. Good luck, have fun. Great sportsmanship. Excellent competitors. No exhaust. Flash, barrier. So you try to barrier the Rend, one would think ideally. I mean, maybe a Pierce, but...
Yeah.
Basically identical builds here, I mean, in terms of items. But let's check out Zagram's runes here. Yeah, I actually went for the Revitalize. Interesting.
I think that's good.
Works on the health relics, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Also works on the Guardian Samurai.
Could be OP. Interesting. I don't know that we've seen it before. I'm not sure. We have not checked runes every game. Ooh, nice run there from Zagram. So he's going to start things off well, and now we'll have to wait and see. These early levels usually not too much action, although I say that. Oh, there's a Pierce coming through there from Fomocry as well. Oh, and they trade him. So Graham going to pick up the health relic. Just about dead even right now, although Fomocry does have a bit of a CS advantage he's building up.
Yeah, but Zagram has the skin advantage. Okay, so let's be realistic here. Who's actually in
That's the one thing I don't like about the Marauder is Callista looks like so skinny. I feel like the Blood Moon, it looks like, you know, not as much of a stick figure. Oh, the barrier comes down. The Rend from Zagram. And there's the Pierce coming back, traded back. Exhaust still available for Fomocry and Flash for Zagram. Both angling for an all-in again. Oh, very nice Pierce from Zagram. He's got Flash. He can look. He can look.
Yeah, he's got Flash Halo Blades up. I think he
Okay.
may.
There may have been opportunity there, I think. I mean, the exhaust available, I guess, makes it close.
No, I might agree with you. I think Zagram was thinking the wave's just too close to his tower. Fomocry, like, autos twice in his under tower. I think I understand, really. There could have been an angle.
He's got to be careful. I mean, he messes up here. That's it. He's already down 2-0. He's got to win here. Fomocry is not even that much pressure. I mean, he can drop a game, just, you know, go on to the next one. Sure, he'd love to just get a clean 3-0 here, and he is up in CS. See how much of this wave Zagram can clean up. Health lead for Fomocry right now. All potions used by both players. Barrier and Ignite both coming up pretty soon. Fomocry definitely with a mana advantage here, though. No presence of mind for Zagram, so he's really got no way to restore his mana outside of the health relics.
Yeah.
Still about 10 CS up there for Fomocry, so, I mean, if we kept going another 2 minutes or so, pressure is going to start to mount, and there's a nice Pierce from Fomocry onto Zagram. He's got to retreat now. Waiting on his relic, it looks like. Yep, he's going to pop that. Fomocry is going to just about top himself up with a relic of his own.
All summoners back up also.
Yep, potentially an all-in. No Pierces just yet. Ooh, you got to be so careful. I mean, you got to be watching how many spears do I have and how many different minions, how many spears does he have and how many different minions, where am I standing? Okay, a little Pierce going over there from Zagram, and he's going to dodge Fomocry's Pierce. That's going to just about even up the health. But again, mana potentially an issue. Still keeping up a decent reserve, though. Zagram is going to pick up.
On the second one?
I don't know if he did. Got hit with the Pierce there, though, so now forced to back up. I mean, let's see how much he can pick up here. So it's still just about 10 CS advantage. I mean, he can try to even it up, but I think at this point, with just how clean Fomocry has been in the Callista, you have to assume that he's going to maintain that CS lead, and eventually you're just going to have to kill him. Oh, here we go, the all-in, the exhaust. There's the ignite, the barrier, excuse me, the exhaust. Not yet, but the Pierce comes through. Didn't even need the exhaust. Fomocry is the champion. This man did not drop a game the entire tournament. He completes the 3-0 sweep in the grand finals. He is the LoL Aesir 1v1 Shadow Isles Edition grand champion.
That is crazy.
Quite a finals. We saw 2 Vexes. Finally, Zagram says, all right, whatever. I guess I got to bring out the Callista. And in a fitting cap-off to a Callista-dominated tournament, we have a Callista 1v1 to finish it off. And it is Fomocry who picks up the win. Undefeated throughout the entire bracket. really didn't change the build either. I mean, I think at this point, we now know what is the
Yeah.
optimal Callista build, I suppose.
Crap.
All right. Well, how about this? For our final coverage, we'll hop up to the waiting room and hear from some of the players, including our victorious champion and our finalist, Orvalde Aesir Graham. See what they've got to say. Well, hello.
Oh.
Hello.
A lot of
Hello.
Callista.
Yeah.
Well, Fomacry, you were the grand champion. How did you do it? Clean swept the entire tournament.
I just played Callista. That's it.
That seems to be the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we saw a lot of different stuff come out in terms of builds. We saw the Halo Blades come out. We saw Flash, Barrier, Exhaust, Ignite. What do you two think at this point is the optimal Callista build?
I mean, my idea with Flash was like using it to like not get all in and maybe like flash the Q, but I don't know. I don't have the reactions to Flash Q, and I don't know. I'm probably getting all in anyways with the exhaust and being on a lower cooldown. So yeah, I would change up the ruins next time. If I don't know, if I didn't play those 2 Vex games, I would have adapted maybe.
I feel like those 2 games were our fault, to be honest.
Yeah,
just
I
had
couldn't land
to-
my E's. Okay, but like the idea behind the Vex, I think was pretty solid, right? Like I would just E, get the fear, auto
No,
Q,
but it-
full combo, but I couldn't land my E's.
The crazy thing is, though, Vex 95% damage dealt, Callista 110%. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I forgot
it's
about
not
that.
playable.
Maybe. Yeah.
Also, it's just so hard to land your like empowered Q, like the
Yeah.
pinpoint Q.
It's also pretty tough because the fear is on a long cooldown, and it just lets Callista auto the wave and get a lot of life steal off the Guardian's Hammer.
Well,
But yeah, GG's.
yes. Well played, both. Congrats, Fomacry. You're the grand champion. Do you have anything to say to the viewers, to the broadcast, your moment of triumph?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the broadcast. That's going to do it for us tonight. We will be back with another Aesir 1v1 2 weeks from today. So we'll be back. You can join and participate, win some RP, or just tune into the broadcast. Either way, all happening on the WA Discord server as well, discord.gg/WICER. Link all over this page as well. You can check it out. That said, we're going to sign off. Steiner, thank you for co-casting. Any final thoughts from you?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you, Full Mouth, for organizing. Thank you, everyone who participated as well. Very fun tournament. Bigger turnout than the first one, which is awesome to see. That said, good night, viewers. We'll see you next time.